Hello guys, I'm taking a little lunch break here. Gotta get back on the road. My little casa. Uh, Kids got me these little canisters, Coca-Cola, little magnet for Christmas. Thank you guys. I don't need to name their names. Got the little pod holders. That's my little strip there because I get dirty sometimes. My wife got me a little hot dog toaster thing. Father-in-law, mother-in-law got me a few things there. Toaster, got all kinds of settings. Little toaster oven, burner. I can set that down there. I had an old nightstand I found a while back, and it sits perfect right there. And I got a lot of stuff in here. Got my bread and stuff in there. Trying to utilize as much space in this little casita with all my comfort foods. I'll talk about that. And wife got me some little griddles that cooks various things, eggs, waffles, and stuff like that. And that right there is a little canister. I hope I don't knock it down. Haha, isn't that neat? Yeah, special someone got that for me. Thank you. Here's my bed. I just got back from Christmas break, so all my bedding and everything got cleaned up and all that. There's my Redneck Retro rabbit ear antenna. Still doesn't get anything. Use this canvas tarp I cut in half, folded it in half, and I use that to keep the floor clean because I get stuff dirty. Of course, you've seen the bathroom. I gotta clean that up. I haven't cleaned that up yet. But I had lunch. I'm gonna drink my little coffee and get back on the road. I hope everybody's doing good. Colder weather. You can get hypothermia real quick. Your core temperature gets down below 95, 96. I hope you can see me. Your body can get cold real quick. Your core temperature gets down and you get hypothermia. You become confused and your organs will start slowing down, and it's a dangerous situation. And I wear layered clothing. If I begin to sweat, and I do sometimes, but I do a lot of walking out here on the roads and stuff, doing safety checks and just enjoying nature. I seen some coyotes this morning. I seen some wolves, actually a small pack of wolves. I was amazed. I hadn't seen that in years. Seen the eagle the other day, bald eagle in the middle of the road. Possum got run over, and they were down there having lunch. So beautiful sight, and I'm gonna get a GoPro one of these days. I just right now I'm trying to stay on top of this job here and stuff. It's a handful. I usually work about 12 hours, 13 hours a day by the time I get back, and slowed down a little bit holidays, so I'm able to kind of catch up on some things. A lot of paperwork. I did a lot of paperwork this morning, but hypothermia. I've still got my backpack. You know me, I carry my backpacks everywhere. I'm gonna break it out, and I'll probably do that maybe tonight, since I got a little bit caught up yesterday. Last night I worked late getting all my stuff set up. I don't leave anything when I take off for a period of time because You know, somebody could steal the trailer, somebody could break in. So I don't leave anything of value here, so I always have to make sure of that, and it's sad to have to do that. But if you get out there and enjoy nature. I know it's cold. I know it's 28 all day today. Probably going to get down to 18 tonight. This is not a four season trailer, but I have no complaints. It stays comfortable, stays warm. I have a little floor heater I can plug in. It does good. This is all I need. Bug out house. I think this is perfect. It's light. I think it's total 17 foot. I think 14 foot is the cabin length. And you can see, I mean, I'm 5'11", so this is a little over 6 foot ceiling. So it's in fact, I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna measure this son of a butt. 6 foot 1.5. Not bad. So I got a little bit of headroom. As I'm getting older, I may have shrunk some. I know I've always been 5'11", so that's you know, when you get older, you start getting small. Anyway, bug out vehicle. I want to tell you guys, 2 people. I mean, if you use the outdoors as your living room, like I do, I'm gone most of the time. I'm here probably about 4 or 5 hours, and then I sleep all night, if I'm lucky. And but this thing is light. You can pull it. I know a guy showed a video on one of the Casita RV sites. His dad was pulling one of these, same size, I think, maybe a smaller one. I don't know if they make a smaller one, but pulling it with like a Toyota Corolla, and pulled it everywhere. So this thing is light. I mean, of course, you got to watch what you put inside. But this thing here has the original all interstate battery. I'm going to work on that, check the water in it, because it still works. Whenever it's just setting up and ain't hooked up, the lights are a little dim, but the battery still works, and it's the original battery. So I'm going to check the water in it, check it out, do a little maintenance on it, and see if it is working good. And if you don't watch your batteries and you charge them and the water level is below your plates, it causes a buildup, and that eventually can shorten his life and short out and just make the battery useless. So you always maintain your stuff. But consider this, you know, if you have a remote location that it's yours, or you have full rights use, consider a travel trailer. Yeah, I can go out and build a shelter. I have stuff in my backpack. I could go out and build a warm shelter right now. But wouldn't it nice if you have like I was saying in previous videos, you have an area that you bug out to and you go to. Have you something set up. Make sure your resources are good. Make sure you got plenty of water. You got fuel, firewood, shelter building material, you know, wildlife, rabbits, squirrels, birds, whatever you might need to eat. And check the foliage. Make sure there's some good herbs and things like that. If not, throw out some seeds and just let them grow wild. You know, get you a little old strip somewhere if you got a place. Run your strip there, break it up, And just throw out some seeds. It doesn't have to be. You can throw out seeds of all kinds out there and let it all grow up. Just let it grow up. And then you have some resources. You have to plan. You have to prepare. Because if you don't, then you're going to be struggling. And the worst thing you need to do in a situation where you have to bug out is stress and worrying. What am I going to eat? Where's my water? Do I have to go a long way to get wood, firewood, build a shelter? You know, you got to think about those things. Plan, always plan. Remember Scout. You got to remember Scout. You have to look back in previous videos, check out Scout, and consider it a little RV, a little travel trailer, maybe a bus, you know, short bus. Yeah, I rode on one a couple times. They don't have them big buses, them old school buses and stuff, but think about that. Something you can drive out there. It doesn't have to go 100 miles an hour out there, but get something out there and park it, set it up, secure it, work on it a little bit at a time, and have you a place. But also have your alternate. You got to have an alternate in the general direction of your primary. Because if your primary is messed up, you can't get to it right now, go to your secondary, hold up there for a little bit. Get an AM radio, runs off a battery, solar, wind up, so you can listen. Get a CB radio. You don't have to get a ham radio. Ham radio's good, you gotta get a license, but you don't have to have a license if you're just listening. That's all I do. I got a CB, I have portable CB. Father-in-law, we're talking about ham radio. We even talking about getting a license. Just listen. Listen to the chatter on the CB radio. There's channels like Channel 3 and various. Look it up on Google. Prepper channels on CB. Look it up. There's several of them out there. And you can listen to the chatter. And if you have to climb a tree or something to get a better reception with your portable, do it. Just do it safely. But think about those kind of things. You have to prepare. You know, if you have a winter storm, power goes out, you need to listen. So, you need to know what's going on out there. AM radio towers may be out. But you have people that have the base station for the CBs and ham radios. They're going to get out there. They can get out there, especially if there's cloud cover and stuff and the signal bounces. You'll hear it. So communication, preparation, you got to have both of those. And consider a travel trailer for like a permanent bug out. Also have something for your secondary. But prepare. You got to have communication. You got to have preparation. So, y'all be safe.